for Brett Kavanaugh's sake, if he is innocent, I hope tomorrow he opens his statement and says, you know what? Bring in all the victims, allow them to be heard, allow them to be questioned. That will clear his name.
Bay Area Congressman Eric Swalwell has suspended his campaign for California governor.
This person committed these horrific acts, or he is the single unluckiest person in the world for these people to conspire and make up lies against him.
America, the man that you just watched demand that Brett Kavanaugh bring in all the victims just had 4 women accuse him of actual misconduct. His own senior staffers called out his behavior. 2 district attorneys opened up investigations the same week, but his own lawyer is the one who really buried him. He went on CNN and said Swalwell takes accountability for potential lapses in judgment. Swalwell said it never happens. His lawyer said he takes accountability for what happened. Pick one, because they both can't be true.
These allegations of sexual assault are flat false.
What is up, guys? Tyson DeLaCruz here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. Before the San Francisco Chronicle published a single word, a politician activist named Cheyenne Hunt published on social media that Swalwell had a, quote, known history for being a predator towards women. She named no one. She cited no specific incidents, just a warning, like a warning shot with the following. Obviously, his campaign pushed back immediately. And then, chat, days before the Chronicle story hit, Swalwell sat down for a San Francisco TV interview. And watch what he volunteered.
Did you ever behave inappropriately with female staffers?
No, it's false. And also, some of the allegations I've seen, which is that we've had NDAs in the office and there's never been an allegation.
When you deny things that you haven't been accused of yet, that's not confidence. It's absolutely not confidence. That is somebody who already knows what the story is, and they're trying to get ahead of it.
Swalwell posting this last night. I am suspending my campaign for governor. To my family, staff, friends, and supporters, I'm deeply sorry for mistakes in judgment I've made in my past. I will fight the serious false allegations that have been made, but that's my fight, not a campaign's.
And the main accuser went on camera. Her face was obviously shadowed, afraid of speaking out, and then that would cost her professionally.
I remember the next day, I can see flashes of that evening of him on top of me pushing him off, him grabbing me.
CNN reviewed the text she sent a friend 3 days after this. I was actually assaulted by Eric. They reviewed the physician's note, calling her a survivor. This is documented, not a social media post. 3 other women came forward on CNN separately. One of them, Ali Samarco, put her real name on it. She said Swalwell invited her to his congressional office to, quote unquote, meet the team. She arrived and she was alone with just Swalwell. Then he sent her unsolicited photos of himself in Snapchat. His response to all of them once CNN contacted his campaign, he sent a cease and desist letter directly to the woman, not a statement to the investigators, legal threats to the accusers. Personally, Swalwell posted that video, said that it never happened, said he'd fight it with everything that he has. Then, get this, guys, his attorney went on CNN that same night to back him up, and watch what he handed the press here.
The congressman takes accountability for potential lapses in judgment, but again, categorically denies any wrongdoing. I'm not going to get into the details of that. Our investigation is ongoing. A lot of it is privileged.
An attorney defending a completely innocent man doesn't use the words takes accountability. Okay? That phrase only exists in one place, between an admission and a settlement negotiation. When the anchor pressed him, saying, "Are you saying that your client cheated on his wife but didn't break the law?" The lawyer said he wouldn't discuss those details. His client, Swalwell, said it never occurred. His lawyer declined to say what actually occurred. Those, chat, are not the same legal position here. Every attorney watching this exchange knew exactly what just happened on live television.
So they want him to end his campaign for governor, but yet he should remain in Congress, over which they have jurisdiction to call for action?
Yeah, it's completely inappropriate. And I think next week, as you stated, I will be filing a motion to expel Eric Swalwell.
Within 24 hours of the Chronicle story going live, the entire Democratic power structure moved. Pelosi called him personally. Shifty Shift, Adam Shifty Shift, withdrew his endorsement to Eric Swalwell. Jeffries and the House Democrat leadership issued a joint statement. People who had publicly defended Swalwell just days earlier reversed the course and said what he was accused of is indefensible. His own campaign co-chair, Jimmy Gomez, resigned on the spot. Senior staffers from both his congressional office and his governor campaign put it out on a joint statement. All of them here said the same exact thing. Drop the governor's race. Not one party leader said resign your congressional seat. We obviously know why.
I think that what's happened here is that this is all surfacing because the Democrat Party is about to lose the California gubernatorial race because the Democrat vote is being split. And so this is why they've basically concealed all of this for so long. And now it's surfacing.
The Daily Caller confirmed they reached out to 40 of Swalwell's 42 California House Democratic colleagues and asked point blank whether he should resign from Congress. Not one of them answered the question here. His congressional district in the Bay Area is safe regardless of what happens to him personally. And we know why, because that seat is obviously more powerful than what he can do as governor. The California governor's race is genuinely competitive. Accountability stopped where it started, costing them something actually real here.
It is unacceptable for him to just index his campaign for governor in California, but still sit in the House of Representatives. Meanwhile, he was allegedly harassing and potentially raping his own staff. I'm not going to serve with these sexual deviants. That's not what Congress is all about.
She's putting every Democrat on record. That vote will tell you everything about where the party actually stands here. And listen how Pelosi specifically chose her words when the NBC Bay Area reporter covered the Democrats' response.
This extremely sensitive matter must be appropriately investigated with full transparency and accountability. As I discussed with Congressman Swalwell, it is clear that is best done outside of a gubernatorial campaign.
Every word of that statement was chosen very, very carefully. Obviously, she's a precise politician here. She's not calling for him to leave Washington. She's calling him to leave the governor's race. There is a very specific reason those two things are not in the same sentence. And she knows exactly what she wrote here. Less than a year before any of this became public, Swalwell sat down with the Breakfast Club and talked about his time as an Oakland prosecutor. He got specific about how the justice system would treat sexual crimes.
And I was a prosecutor in Oakland for 7 years. And it was very frustrating that many times it felt like the victims had none of the rights and the bad guys had all of the rights.
Mm-hmm. Victims had none of the rights and the bad guys had all of them. Then he sent legal threat letters to his accusers before the stories were even fully public. 7 years as an Oakland prosecutor, said the system failed the victims by handing all the power to the accused, then used his own legal team to intimidate the woman who came forward before a single story was even published. The victim advocacy he described lasted exactly until he became the subject of the accusations. And you guys, there's one more layer to this public service record that keeps getting buried. We talked about it in a previous video. In 2020, Axios reported and confirmed that Chinese intelligence operative named Christine Fang fundraised for his 2014 congressional campaign and helped place an intern inside his congressional office. U.S. intelligence briefed him about her in 2015. He ended all contact, but Democrats kept him on the House Intelligence Committee, one of the most classified positions in the entire federal government, for 8 years after that. Kevin McCarthy removed him from that committee in January 2023. Chad, we already know this. A party willing to look the other way when a foreign intelligence operative had access inside a member's orbit and called it resolved has already told you exactly how selective its idea of accountability actually is. This moved out of the political conversation the moment the district attorney got involved.
The Manhattan district attorney announcing an investigation involving Democratic Congressman Eric Swalwell after multiple women have come forward alleging sexual misconduct by the California gubernatorial candidate, including one allegation in a New York hotel room. Swalwell is accused by several women of varying degrees of sexual misconduct, detailed in reports in both the San Francisco Chronicle and CNN.
The DA published a tip line phone number. Chat, When you do that, that is not a press statement. That is an active evidence collection point starting right now. You call in, you tell them what's going on with Swalwell. The Manhattan DA is focused on the alleged 2024 New York hotel incident. Alameda County in California is evaluating the 2019 allegations when she was 21 years old and still employed by Swalwell. Two separate states, two separate allegation incidents, two separate law enforcement offices moving simultaneously.
48 hours ago, he was the front runner to be the next governor of the state of California, and that's clearly evaporated.
America, here's what this week actually exposed. A party that demanded accountability from every accused Republican loudly on camera for years stayed completely silent about its own member until a newspaper published a story. Their accountability here, you guys, has a publication date. It's not a coincidence. Pelosi told him to drop out of the governor's race. Adam Shifty Shift withdrew. Jeffries issued a statement. Not one of them, not a single one, told him to resign from Congress because that seat cost them something different than a governor's race does. He set the standard. Swalwell set the standard in 2019. Bring all the victims. Let them be heard. Let them be questioned. They came forward on camera with medical records. Two DAs agreed there was enough to open an investigation. Swalwell's own lawyer, his own lawyer, could not explain the lapse. His own staff put it in writing and signed their names publicly. The standard that Swalwell demanded from Brett Kavanaugh is the one that will define Mr. Swalwell. Let me know what you think about this. Drop it down in the comment section down below. Smash the like button if you kindly would. Share, subscribe, and as always, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.